Over 2,000 years ago, Queen Cleopatra of Egypt may have reached for a simple bath tool to scrub her skin with a loofah. In case you're unaware, it's a light sponge-like item which is also treasured in ancient Egypt, in fact, as a symbol of purity and luxury. Now today, it is at the center of a surprising new scientific breakthrough. Let's just break this down for you. Chinese researchers are claiming that they have transformed the loofah into a next-generation stealth coating that could help modern warplanes hide from powerful space-based radar satellites. Now, for years, stealth aircraft like the F-22 and B-2 relied on special shaping and coatings to appear tiny on the radar. But new low Earth orbit radar satellites using synthetic aperture technology can look down at aircraft from directly above this one angle where traditional stealth is least effective. From that top-down view, even a highly advanced stealth jet can reflect radar like a flat mirror, making it easy to detect from hundreds of kilometers away, basically. Now, this is where the loofah returns not as a beauty tool, but as a defensive shield. A team of Chinese scientists claim to have carbonized the dried loofah using its natural three-dimensional fiber network as a lightweight scaffold. Now, they then coat this structure with tiny magnetic particles of nickel and cobalt. The result is an ultra-thin material, just 4 millimeters thick, capable of absorbing more than 99.99% of microwave energy in critical radar frequencies. When radar waves enter this loofah-based coating, they basically get trapped inside its maze of pores, bouncing around until their energy is absorbed and converted into heat. In tests, this material reduced reflected radar signals by nearly 700 times. Now, the process to make it is surprisingly simple. The loofah is cleaned, dried, and heated to high temperatures to create a porous carbon skeleton. The magnetic nanoparticles are then grown directly onto its fibers, creating a material that lets radar waves enter easily and prevents them from escaping. This discovery is part of a broader shift in China's research culture, but scientists are cautioning that there are challenges ahead. The coating must withstand extreme speeds, weather, temperatures, and it will be needed to be adapted to work across more radar frequencies before it can be used in real military operations. And as we look at the modern battlefield, one thing is clear here. Stealth is not just the future of warfare, it's also the reality of the present. Nations around the world are racing to vanish from radar screens, to strike without being seen, and to survive in an era where detection is often the difference between dominance and defeat. Moving on for now, a once proud army standing at its weakest point in 2 centuries. A country built on military legends is now struggling to fill its ranks. And the numbers revealing a crisis Britain can no longer hide. The British military today is weakest in the last 200 years, it seems. Take a look at this detailed report.
Britain's armed forces are shrinking, not swelling. The fight-ready corps hits a historic low. Questions multiply: is the nation ready for tomorrow's battles? In an entire year, the British Army added just 240 new soldiers, a number smaller than a single infantry company. Recruitment stalls. Britain's fully trained troop count has collapsed to its lowest level in 200 years. The government pledged to strengthen the forces, rebuild regiments, and reverse years of cuts. Instead, the army shrinks. The Royal Navy struggles to crew its warships. The RAF faces shortages from pilots to technicians. Across the board, Britain's military muscle is thinning, but London vows to boost its spending.
So like those who came before us, we rearm in the face of threats, we confront dictators, and we boost our defence industry. And in the process, we can unite our country around this common purpose. That's what this budget will be about. Strong foundations to secure Britain's future.
UK military chiefs question how to rebuild defence as funding fails to meet requirements amid rising threats from Russia and China and pressure from NATO allies. British military equipment are failing. Newly delivered Ajax armoured vehicles, costing millions of pounds each, were rushed into a staging area. Within 48 hours, the noise and vibration had knocked over 30 troops out of action, medically evacuated, shaking, nauseous. Reports reveal a harsh truth. Young Britons simply don't want to join. Military careers no longer lure recruits in a booming tech and service economy. Pay battles, housing troubles, and long overseas deployments push candidates away. The price of this neglect is clear. Britain's defensive capabilities are diminished. The threat is real, but the future looks grim. Bureau Report, WION, World is One.
All right, we will of course keep a close eye on those updates coming in, but we are shifting focus for now. Trump's plan to end all federal benefits for non-citizens, signaling a major shift with significant business and economic implications. In a post on Truth Social, he said, and I'm quoting, "I will permanently pause migration from all third world countries." Non-citizens in the US currently access limited federal support, often in the form of healthcare subsidies, emergency assistance, and certain social service programs. Businesses in sectors like agriculture, hospitality, logistics, and care services also relying heavily on migrant labor, making policy changes in this area economically consequential. Now, eliminating federal subsidies for non-citizens would basically reduce short-term government spending, but also could strain industries dependent on a migrant workforce. And if large numbers of non-citizens lose access to essential services, their participation in the labour market could become more uncertain. It could potentially increase turnover and reduce productivity. Now, a sharp pause in migration for multiple countries would further tighten the labour supply, especially in the lower wage and high demand sectors already facing shortages. Trump's administration has also started reviewing asylum approvals and immigration processes, adding further uncertainty for the employers. Now, while the policy aims to reduce federal costs and strengthen security, the combined effect may slow down the economic output, raise the labour costs, and also disrupt businesses that rely on steady inflows of the migrant workers. To stay up to speed with the latest news, download the WION app and subscribe to our YouTube channel.